Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our subject, Readings in Philippine History, Chapter 3. We're still in our Chapter 3, which is all about the Philippine history, spaces for conflict, and controversies. This will be the second to the last case study that we are going to identify and to make sense of this case study. So what we'll discuss with this video presentation. So ang atong i-discuss with this is all about the case study 3. Did Rizal retract? The primary source, the Rizal's retraction, the Balaguer testimony, the testimony of Cuerpo de Vigilancia, the Rizal's connection to the Katipunan. So again, our next topic is all about case study 3, did Rizal retract? And this topic is a continuation to the last discussion about what happened in the Cavite Mutiny. And now we are going to know and examine the third historiographical problem in Philippine history. Okay, let's start with, did Rizal retract or Rizal withdraw a statement or accusation as untrue or unjustified? So let's look and learn with this case study 3, did Rizal retract? So Jose Rizal was identified as a hero of the revolution for his writing that centered on ending colonialism and liberating Filipino minds to contribute to create the Filipino nation. So the great volume of Rizal's life work was committed to end, particularly the more influential ones, mga katong Noli Me Tangere and the El Filibusterismo. And also, his essays vilify. So if you say vilify, mo na siya to speak or write about an abusively manner. So ang iya daw say vilify not the Catholic religion but the friars and the main agents of injustice in the Philippine society. And it is understandable that any piece of writing ikan kang Rizal that recants or to say that no longer holds an opinion or belief. Everything he wrote against the friars and Catholic Church in the Philippines could deal heavy damage sa iyahang imahe as a prominent Filipino revolutionary. And such document purportedly exists. Di umano nga, exist daw. Allegedly signed, tapos isignan pa dyan daw ni Rizal in a few hours before ang iyahan execution. And retraction declares Rizal's belief in Catholic faith and retracts everything he wrote against the church. So atong tanawan din hiya sa primary source ni Rizal, in Rizal's retraction, and it was translated from the document found by Father Miguel Garcia on May 1935. So, mo siya na. Translated siya from Spanish to English. So, mo siya. I declare myself a Catholic, and in this religion in which I was born and educated, I wish to live and die. I retract with all my heart whatever in my words, writings, publications, and conduct has been contrary to my character as son of the Catholic Church. I believe and I confess whatever she teaches, and I submit to whatever she demands. I abominate masonry as the enemy which is of the church, and as a society prohibited by the church, the diocesan prelate may, as the superior ecclesiastical authority, may public this spontaneous manifestation of mine in order to repair the scandal which my acts have caused. And so the God and people may pardon you. Manila, 29 of December 1896 by Jose Rizal. So he claimed, no, in short nga, he claimed ni Rizal nga he was a Catholic and giretract niya with all his heart daw ang mga contrary sa iyang character as a sign of the Catholic Church. Next is there are four iterations or repetition of the text of this retraction. No? First is katong La Voz Española and the Diario de Manila on the day of the execution on December 30, 1896. So this version, kaning first iteration of the retraction was published on the day of the execution ni Rizal on December 30, 1896 in two Philippine newspaper nga La Voz Española and the Diario de Manila. So the execution they suggest a significant historical context likely involving a notable figure of the execution of Rizal. The second text appeared in Barcelona, Spain. Nabot in Barcelona, no? In the magazine La Juventud. No, magazine siya, La Juventud, a few months after the execution on February 14, 1897 from an anonymous writer who was later revealed nga siya di ay si Father Vicente Balaguer. So sa kaninga second nga iteration na appeared in Barcelona, Spain sa magazine na La Juventud. Initially, the authorship was anonymous, but it was later attributed Father Vicente. Sorry for that. Vicente Balaguer. And however, ang original text daw was only found in the diocesan archives on May 18, 1935 after almost 4 decades of disappearance. The third is this one, no? Balaguer testimony. So it was translated from the document found ni Father Miguel Garcia on May 2030. So in Balaguer testimony, naay doubts on the retraction document about na daw pagduaduha, especially because only eyewitness account of the writing of the document exists, that of the Jesuit friar na si Father Vicente Balaguer. And according sa iyahang ever wrote a retraction document, it has been used to argue the authenticity of the document. And another was the testimony of Cuerpo de Vigilancia. Tanawon po ang say nahitabo din hina. So another eyewitness account surfaced in 2016 through the research of Professor Rene R. Escalante. And in his research, no, ang documents daw of Cuerpo de Vigilancia, nag-include siya og report on the last hour of Rizal written. Ang nagsulat ani si Federico Moreno. And the report details the statement of Cuerpo de Vigilancia to Moreno. So, mo ni siya, this is the summary. So 7:50 in the morning, Jose Rizal entered death row, accompanied by his counsel, nga si Senior Tabiel de Andrade and the Jesuit priest of Villa Clara. So at the urgings of the former and monuments, after entering, he was served a light breakfast, and approximately 9 in the morning, the assistant of the plaza, nga si Senior Maure, nag-asya kay Rizal if na ba siya'y gusto na dalon or anything, but Rizal answered he only wanted a prayer book, which was brought shortly by Father March. So si Senor Andrade left death row at 10 a.m. and Rizal spoke for a long while with the Jesuit fathers, na si March and si Father Villaclara, regarding religious matters. And it appears that these two presented him with a prepared retraction in his life and deeds that he refused to sign. So he refused to sign ni Rizal. Na daw gi-prepare si March, si Father March and Father Villa Clara na retraction, but gi-refuse ni Rizal to sign. And they argued that the matter until 12:30 so dugay kayo naman when Rizal ate some poached egg and a little chicken. Afterwards, he asked to leave to write and wrote for a long time by himself. And in the 3 in the afternoon, si Father March entered the chapel and Rizal handed him what he had written. And immediately the chief of the firing squad sila Senior Del Fresno and assistant of the plaza Senior Maure were informed. And they entered death row and together with Rizal signed the document that the accused had written. And at 5 in the morning of the 30th, the lover of Rizal arrived at the prison dressed in mourning. And you know what sino yung babae or lover niya? Kundi si Josephine Bracken. So only the former entered the chapel, followed by a military chaplain whose name I cannot ascertain, donning his formal clothes and aided with a soldier of the artillery, the nuptial of Rizal and the woman who had been his lover were performed at point of death in articulo mortis. So after embracing Rizal, after embraced ni Rizal si Josephine Bracken, she left and flooded with tears. This account corroborates the existence of the retraction documents, giving it credence or giving it true credence. Not true, that's true. However, nowhere in the account was Father Balaguer mentioned now, which makes the friar a mere secondary source of the writing of the document. And the retraction of Rizal remains to this day as a controversy. Kung ni-retract ba si Rizal or wala, because there is no accurate documents nga nagpamatuod nga ni-retract ba jud ba ka si Rizal. And many scholars, however, agree that the document does not tarnish or malabo the heroism of Rizal. And his relevance, his relevance remained solidified to Filipinos and pushed them to continue the revolution, which eventually results in independence in 1898. So Rizal's retraction, reasons for retraction, first is to save his family and the town from further persecution. Second was to give Josephine Bracken a legal status as his wife. Third, to secure nga ang mga reforms from Spanish government. And lastly is to help ang church. So what's the connection of a Rizal's retraction to, it's not retraction, it's the connection. So what is the connection of Rizal to the Katipunan? Dili na to matan-aw kung nabakahay connection si Rizal sa Katipunan o kung naa siya'y connection, unsa pod ang role ni Rizal sa Katipunan. So let's know the Rizal's connection to the Katipunan. So Rizal's connection to Katipunan is undeniable. In fact, the prosecutor of the Katipunan as an organization is the La Liga Filipina, and it was an organization founded ni Rizal together with Andres Bonifacio as one sa iyahang member. And ang kaning La Liga Filipina daw, short-lived lang siya as the Spaniard, gi-exile si Rizal dito sa Dapitan. Wala na, short-term lang siya. So former members decided to band together para establish nila ang Katipunan in a few days after sa sa pag-execute ni Rizal on July 7, 1892. And Rizal may not have been officially part of Katipunan, but ang mga Katipuneros showed a great appreciation sa work ni Rizal toward the same goal. And out of 28 members of leadership of the Katipunan, or known as the Kataas-Taasang Sanggunian ng Katipunan from 1892 to 1896, so 4 years lang siya, and 13 were former members sa La Liga Filipina. And ang mga Katipuneros, even gigamit nila ang password ni even ang mga Katipuneros, gigamit nila ang pangalan ni Rizal as a password. So inana sila ka-devoted kang Rizal. And in 1896, the Katipuneros decided to inform Rizal of their plans to launch the revolution, and gisend nila si Peo Valenzuela nga bisitahon si Rizal at Dapitan. And Valenzuela's accounts of his meeting with Rizal have been greatly doubted by many scholars, but according to him, according to Valenzuela, Rizal daw objected to the plans, saying that doing so would be tantamount to suicide since it would be difficult to fight the Spaniards who had the advantage of military sources. Muna ang giingon ni Valenzuela nga may point ni Rizal nga lisod kalabanan ng mga Spaniards kay nasa advantage in terms of military resources. He added that the leaders of the Katipunan must do everything they could to prevent the spilling of the Filipino blood. And si Valenzuela informed niya si Rizal nga ang revolution could inevitably break but if the Katipunan were to be discovered by sa mga Spaniards. And Rizal, gi-advise niya si Valenzuela nga ang Katipunan should fast secure the support of wealthy Filipinos para i-strengthen ang ilang cause, and suggested nga si Antonio Luna be recruited to direct military movement of the revolution. So in short, na-enjoy connection si Rizal sa Katipunan. And overall, again, did Rizal retract? It's still controversy nowadays. So I hope that you learned something new with our discussion. Thank you so much and have a great day.